like whenever the things will get reevaluated.
It probably didn't do anything because of COVID. I blame everything on COVID. My windows are not clean. That's COVID's fault. Everything.
Miss Mine's room was almost 80 degrees.
There's Miss Fine.
Yeah, thank you. It's like the medical
people.
Okay, so for this function, we're going to fill in this table of information that's below it.
Do we get to use?
After we fill in this table, we get to use that picture, yes. We're going to figure out 3 pieces of information that must be true in order for a function to be continuous.
Do we get calculators?
I love how that's his main concern every time we do something. Golden.
Not yet.
We're not in the second semester.
When we need, no, it's not even that.
That's Mr. Grove and Mr. Long.
When, like, on our first test, you will have a calculator portion, and you will have a non-calculator portion. So.
I think you were just dumb and thought the problem.
Okay. Here we go. So, is this function defined?
Yeah.
If so, what is its value? So, we start with x of negative 6.
5.
Okay, if you look at negative 6.
5 and 6, some of these look the same to me.
5.
No.
No.
It's not as
There you go. Why does it not exist?
open circle.
It's an open circle. Now the limit exists,
But the point
but the point does not.
Got it. Coolio.
Let's do all these. No, let's go to the next one.
Take me look.
Okay, the limit as x approaches negative 6 from the left. Yeah, that's fine.
It's all
5
right.
again.
And the next one's 5 as well. Yes, good.
Then 5.
So the limit is 5. So is g of x continuous at a?
No.
No. When I ask you if something is continuous, describe to me.
There's a line.
There's a line, okay? There's a line here.
I said circle.
There's a circle, constant. So if you trace said line, what happens if it's continuous?
And it keeps going.
It keeps going. You don't have to pick up your pencil.
There's not a hole.
There's not a hole. There's not a big jump.
There's not a circle.
Okay. There's not a circle. That's what you're talking about.
Go like this.
So is it continuous? No. All right.
Put an exclamation point.
Sure can. Put a big pretty one if you want to. Woohoo!
2.
Okay, x of negative 3, what'd you say, Daniel? 2.
Yeah. But the limits are different.
Negative 3 is indeed 2. Okay, you said the limits are different. So if you look at the graph, the limit as x approaches negative 3 from the left. Okay. The limit as x approaches negative 3 from the right. Okay, so from the left.
I don't know actually.
Okay, so let's look up here.
From the left, it'd be 2.
I think.
So looking up here from the left, we're going to there, negative 3. So from the left means on this side.
Yes. Yeah,
So it's at 2.
Yeah.
And then from the right is on this
it
side,
would be negative.
which would be at negative 4.
I'm guessing this one's gonna be does not exist.
Very good. Why does it not exist?
Because they're all 3 different.
There, not just because they're all 3, just because
they're
those.
not equal.
Yeah, the one-sided limits, the two one-sided limits are not the same. They're not equal to each other. So is it continuous?
No.
No.
It's not.
Well, it's got to continue without picking up your pencil.
Yeah.
That's what continuous is. Okay, I want you. Nah, we'll do the next one. X of 0. What's that?
Negative 1.
So I guess G of 0. I don't know why I said X. Yes, it's a negative 1. If you look at it, 0, negative 1. Okay. The limit as X approaches negative 1 from the left. Negative 1. The limit as X approaches negative 1 from the right.
Is it
I thought we were approaching 0.
Is it 0?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
The answer is negative 1. Yes, that's true.
the answer is no.
Oh, this is 0.
Yes.
Thank y'all. Yeah.
Dang.
Okay, so the limit is indeed
Negative 1.
alright.
My thing is
So at that point, so at negative 1, right around here, is it continuous?
yes.
Yes.
Definitely.
Is that
Yeah.
It's continuous right around here.
So,
But like this.
Now, not if I go forever, obviously, but around negative 1 is continuous because I can just go all the way through it without picking up my pencil.
so
This one wasn't because, there's a hole there.
Yeah.
And then this one wasn't because they ended up in different spots. You had to jump. Okay, I want you to fill in the last 3.
Okay.
Spaghettios. Yes.
I don't like SpaghettiOs.
I don't either. They smell like vomit.
I don't even know what we're talking about. SpaghettiOs?
I like ravioli.
I think it's because I got
like
sick one
ravioli
time.
bomb. I like cheese ravioli. Yeah, cheese ravioli is the best. I made it while we were in quarantine.
That's crazy.
Like made it from scratch or no?
You must have.
She literally texted me that she burned herself making tacos.
See it?
Oh, we'll let you hear a stove.
Feels
Oh yeah, I can see it.
this was like
Ew!
the beginning of my quarantine.
It's COVID. No, just kidding.
It's weird.
Wait, I want to see.
You want to see where it was from?
Now I'm gonna ask y'all questions, so make sure you're doing this.
Oh, I did that too.
I don't know. Wait, I wonder if it's continuous. It's not really a
Yeah,
line.
Look at the only one that was continuous was x equals 0. So notice what happens with x equals 0. And if that happens, then it's yes. If it doesn't, then it's no.
I have a legitimate question. It's a real question. What's your question?
No.
That was not the answer.
I think it was.
So, what if there's an asymptote?
Yeah, Is that continuous?
Do you have to pick up your line to get to the
But
other
there's two
part?
different lines.
Yes.
Are there 2 different lines? Kind of like when there was that big jump?
No.
That's still a jump.
Like this.
Yeah, it's still a jump,
Still
isn't it?
going.
You're going to cross over. Could you draw it at that point
Without picking up your.
without picking up your pencil?
No.
Oh, I meant to look and see how much time. Hello, Harvey.
If it goes up forever, that's
Yeah?
Actually, I don't think you understand the point of the arrow.
Okay.
Yes.
But every other time,
I write infinity, I'm always wrong. Well, probably because there's an asymptote.
there is a
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're not you're a person.
It's on buzz, isn't it? Is that the one you're talking about? Yeah, it's on buzz.
Yeah.
I guess you weren't here.
I'm saying for 6th period.
You're.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
already added.
Let me get it.
How many can be added today?
1,
I'm gonna go with you.
no, it'd be yes.
Why
You are confused.
confusing me because you're having a really large conversation. It's most likely incorrect.
Yeah, she is.
But there's two different lines.
No, this is for 8.
I was like, there's two
The last
different lines.
Your cat.
First, he's talking about infinity.
No way, Steve.
No.
Steve.
Oh, I can't even call you Steve. No, you're Steven.
So yesterday they started introducing themselves to the new AP Lit teacher as their middle names. So this is Time Golden.
Yeah, so now everyone, like, Riley, her name is Abby, because she didn't want to go by Abigail. And it's really...
Y'all didn't go
Riley-
along with the joke. Pena.
Pena?
Well, I-
Okay, I'm gonna call her Abby today.
Yeah.
Do it. Call them all by their middle names.
Yeah. And it's just, like, don't call
Call
Lauren
Na-
like her real
call
name. Why would you
Cameron.
like her real name?
Call Cameron Noah.
Yeah, he's Noah.
Oh, Cameron's no. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And they'll be really confused. They'll be like,
Okay, Ashley, what's G of 2?
undefined.
Undefined.
Steve, I got yes for 8.
It's undefined because at 2 there's an asymptote there.
Woohoo.
Okay, what is the limit as x approaches 2 from the left when?
Infinity.
Infinity, very good. Oops. Limit as x approaches 2 from the right, Brooklyn?
Negative.
Negative infinity. Then what's just the limit as x approaches 2, Faith?
As x approaches 2, is it normally? Maybe undefined.
Yes,
Wait, it doesn't exist. I don't know.
Yeah. Here's how you know.
What's the difference?
If
between
these two
undefined-
are the
Yeah.
same, then it's whatever it is.
What's the difference between undefined and does not exist?
Undefined means that there's not a value at that point. There's not a
So
value.
it's there, but it's not defined.
No, it's not even there. It's an open circle. It's a hole. And the asymptote
So it doesn't
is an
exist.
asymptote, but there's nothing there. Now, does not exist would mean that the limits from each side are not going in the same direction. They're not together. You're not going to have a point that does not exist. It's going to be undefined. Does that help? Faith? If I ask you the value of a point, if it's not there, it's undefined. If I ask you for a limit, if it's not there, it
But they
does not
both
exist.
don't exist.
I know, but it's terminology. Okay, so is it continuous, Todd?
No.
It is not, because all those things are not equal and all the same.
Let's go by your middle name, Steve.
We can have a middle. Yeah, a